They searched for her for weeks. Helicopters, dogs, volunteers, nothing. No trace of Evelyn Marlowe. Until the forest gave something back. Not her, not her belongings, but something far worse. Footprints, barefoot, delicate, exactly her size, leading deep into the forest, and then changing, becoming something else entirely. Evelyn Marlowe had become more than a disappearance. She was a story that refused to fade. News channels replayed her last known footage. Investigators retraced every step. Speculation grew louder with each passing day. But inside the investigation, frustration was turning into something else, something quieter, something closer to fear. Because there were no answers, only silence. And now, those footprints. It was a search team that found them, deep within a restricted section of forest land, an area Evelyn was never known to visit. The ground was soft from recent rain, preserving every detail. At first, they thought it was a breakthrough. Her steps were clear, measured, calm, not running, not struggling, as if she had walked there willingly. But then, the pattern shifted. The stride lengthened unnaturally. The spacing became inconsistent. And then, the shape changed. Photographs taken at the site would later be sealed from the public. But descriptions leaked. Quietly, carefully. The footprints began as human, then elongated. The toes appeared stretched, uneven, almost as if they were separating. The arch of the foot deepened into something unnatural, and the final prints. They weren't feet anymore. They were impressions of something taller, something heavier, something that no longer moved like a human being. Photographs taken at the site would later be sealed from the public, but descriptions leaked, quietly, carefully. The footprints began as human, then elongated. The toes appeared stretched, uneven, almost as if they were separating. The arch of the foot deepened into something unnatural. And the final prints. They weren't feet anymore. They were impressions of something taller, something heavier, something that no longer moved like a human being. One member of the search team refused to leave. He stayed behind, long after the others returned. His statement was never officially released, but fragments of it surfaced. He said the silence wasn't empty. It was listening. He said he felt something behind him, but every time he turned, there was nothing. And then, he heard it. A step, soft, measured, not on the ground, but behind him, mimicking him, learning him. He ran, and when he finally reached the edge of the forest, he realized something that would haunt him forever. The sound hadn't stopped. The discovery of the footprints forced investigators to revisit Evelyn's home. What they found there deepened the mystery. Hidden beneath old floorboards in a section of the mansion previously sealed off was a narrow passage, too small to be called a room, too intentional to be an accident. Inside it, the walls were marked, not randomly, but repeatedly. The same symbol, over and over again. A shape resembling elongated limbs, distorted proportions, something transitioning, something becoming, and beneath it, faint words scratched into the wood. It learns through us. Records revealed something disturbing. Evelyn wasn't the only one connected to both the house and the forest. Decades earlier, another disappearance had been reported. A woman, same pattern, last seen near the property. Search efforts leading toward the forest, and one detail that had been dismissed at the time. Footprints. Strange. Inconsistent. Animal-like, they had called them. But now, that explanation no longer held. There are those who believe Evelyn wasn't taken. Not in the way people think. They believe she was changed. That whatever exists within that house doesn't just observe. It adapts, learns, refines, and eventually, it leaves. Not as what it was, but as something new. something closer to human. Weeks after the footprints were found, a camera trap deep within the forest captured something. The image was blurred, distorted, but unmistakable. A figure, tall, thin, standing between the trees, facing the camera, and although the details were unclear, one thing stood out. Its posture, elegant, familiar, and its head, slightly tilted, just like Evelyn used to. Evelyn Marlowe was never found, not alive, not dead, only pieces of a story that no one could fully understand. But the question remains. If something learned from her, walked like her, stood like her, watched like her, then what exactly is still out there in that forest? What do you believe? Did Evelyn lose herself, or did something become her? Share your theory in the comments. And if you're drawn to stories where mystery feels too real, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on Rise from Tears. Because some stories don't end when people disappear. They evolve.